Okay, welcome back. This is part 5 of building GuideWise, the Airbnb SaaS. As you can see, I'm in a new spot. I've got a new haircut. My whole life has changed. I'm back in Phoenix right now, and I've got a new mic. I've gotten one comment on this entire video series so far. Of the like 12 views that I've gotten, the one comment has been how my audio quality sucks. So yeah, so people don't like my mic. So I got a new one. I was just using the iPhone mic before, and so this should be a lot better of audio quality. Let me know how the video quality is too. I think that the video quality looks pretty good. This is just being filmed on my iPhone, so but let me know if the video quality sucks too. Pause. Gotta cut this part. Cut this part. Cut this part. Cut this part. So today for part 5, we are going to be vibe coding with the recently dropped ChatGPT 5. So they just dropped it yesterday. And honestly, so far from what I've heard, the model isn't as impressive as what people have been hoping for. It does seem like it's the state-of-the-art model, though. It's probably the best model in the world. I think that people are just disappointed because they expected essentially AGI with how OpenAI has been hyping up ChatGPT 5 since like 2023. It's been years that they've been talking about ChatGPT 5, and it seems like it fell a little bit short. But we're still going to be coding with it. It's free on Windsurf right now, so we can use it as much as as much as our little hearts desire. And so, yeah, we're going to use it to keep building this site. Okay, today's the day. Gemini 2.5, you are being replaced. I'm sorry, you've done great, but it is time to use GPT-5, OpenAI's new flagship model. And look at this, guys. Look at this. Free. Free. How crazy is that? Gemini 2.5 is at 0.75x tokens, which is good for such a good model. And 4.1 is now up to a full 1x token. But GPT-5 is free for the time being. I don't know how long that's going to last, but we're going to abuse that and make them regret allowing it for free as long as it's there. So the first thing I'm going to do, since we're starting up a new message with Cascade here, is I'm just going to ask it to look through my repo. So I'm just going to say, familiarize yourself with the structure of this repo. It's for an app called GuideWise. Okay, we've got both of our development server and servers up, and we just familiarized ChatGPT 5 with the repo. So now we're going to tell GPT-5 one edit that we need to make is here on this location on the form. I implemented Google Maps with this, and now it's hitting the Google Maps API, which is nice because now you can just look up legitimate locations and it autofills. And so that's also a way that we know that the address is actually the correct address. But of course, it looks terrible. So we need to tell it to update this. And I'm going to do that by just clicking this microphone in the bottom right and start recording. We need to update the create section where the location autofill is. Right now, the location autofill does not span the width of the container, and it is a different style than the other 3 text boxes in that form. Okay, we'll see how that does. I like doing that instead of typing it because I'm not a very good typer. Honestly, I think the future we won't even use these crappy old keyboards anymore. It, we're gonna have some new devices that make stuff like this obsolete. Keyboards are actually very unintuitive. Like I'm so used to it because I grew up with them, of course, but obviously for older people, they are usually not very good typers because they didn't grow up with them, and it's not an intuitive interface. Also, if you want to go a step further, I don't even know that computer screens are going to be a thing in the future. I could see AI completely replacing that in some regard, because this is also kind of unintuitive to have this GUI where you just go scroll around. It doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. Like we're so used to it, but there's got to be a better way, right? Like if you're trying to optimize humanity to have the best type of interface with computers, because that's essentially what we're doing here, right? Is we're just communicating with a computer through this GUI, through this UI here. But if we had another version where maybe it's just speech and you're just talking to the computer and it ends up doing the same exact thing, that's one possibility. But I just don't think that screens are really the best model, right? Like there's gotta be something better. Maybe it'll even be something VR related where you put on the headset and then you're just immersed in this world where you can interact with it. Which I mean they already have that to a degree, but okay, look, let's see. GPT-5 did something. Let's see what it did. Hey, look, it looks a lot nicer now. Perfect. Does it still work? 1, 2, 3 main. No, it doesn't work anymore. Okay, first thing with GPT-5 is a little bit of a fail. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, it's still working. Main. Okay, let's try that. But now let's see if we go back into it. Okay, it does work. All right, sick. Okay, so this is the beginning of our guidebook. Let's make sure that this stuff all works still. So pre-populate with AI. Let's see. We're doing 3124 West Peoria Ave in Phoenix, and we'll see what that's going to give us. So our goal so it gave us a bunch of different food options, and then there's a little trash can. And look at that, guys. And we actually are getting legitimate pictures now by using the Google API instead of OpenAI. And it even shows the address here as well. So this is great. And then you can always add another and add another as we desire. Okay, I think that this looks pretty good. So let's try activities again, pre-populate with AI, and we'll see what activities are given. And if this all works, then this is our basic guidebook. Activities: Phoenix Mountains Preserve, Saguaro Ranch Park, castles and coasters. Yeah, these are sweet. Okay. Okay, this is great. And then you can automatically delete or update however you want. So one thing that I discovered at the end of the last video is that this isn't just going to be the edit form. It doesn't make sense for this to just be the edit form, right? Like this should be the preview of what the thing is actually going to look like. So like this should just be the actual guidebook at the same time as it's being a form. And so we just will have different logins where for public view, it's uneditable. And then for private view, you can edit it and change it however you want once you're logged in. So let's think about the design for that. Okay, well, obviously, first thing that we need to do is connect the form with the actual, what we have right now for submission. So I'm going to tell it to do that. There is no submit button right now. So I'm not even going to call it submit. I'm going to call it publish guidebook. And so when you publish guidebook, it'll be a big publish button on the bottom right. And when you publish, it will make the PDF like how we want it, and it'll should also make the other HTML site that we started with, that original template, this other template, guidebook template, HTML. But we're gonna have to think through that, because I think basically we're just gonna have two different templates, right? So they get to choose the version that they want. So I'm gonna tell GPT here to connect these two. So what is it called? Okay, it's here. It's the success page. So we need to tell it to connect the success page. So let me say this. Okay, right now on our create page, there is no publish or final submission. We need to be able to have a button on the bottom of the form that says publish. When you click publish, it should bring you to the success page. Make sure that when we connect to the success page, that the API properly sends the right parameters. Okay, this is going to be a tough one. I actually I haven't even looked at what the API is expecting. And I think we even changed some of the stuff in the database structure. So it's going to be difficult. We're going to see, hopefully ChatGPT 5 can do it. This is one that I think it might fail at. I'll see in a second. Okay, so I paused the video so that way you guys didn't have to sit through that. But that was super quick by ChatGPT 5. I'm pretty impressed if this works, that it was able to do this as quickly as it did it. Because I feel like it would have had to read through quite a bit. But there is the publish button now. We shouldn't have it on every single page. But there is this publish, so let's try publish, and we'll see if the API connection actually works. My guess is most likely not, but it's generating, it is going. We'll see if we get the success. Success, wow. Your guidebook has been generated. Sunny Retreat Guest House. Look at that. Location, things to do nearby. The images still aren't populating. Places to eat nearby. Why did that image populate? What the heck? Wait, is that even what we had? That's not even what we had. That's not even right. This is totally different. Okay, view live guidebook. Let's see. Welcome, arrival and departure. House info. This is, okay, it's got the house rules. Okay, this is right? Is this, wait, that's not even what we put. None of this is right, I don't think. What in the, is this all default information? Let me see what the payload was here. Access info. Yeah, we didn't say 123 Beachside Ave, did we? Okay. It looks like we didn't send the right information to the API. To clarify, all the information from the form from the previous step in the create page should be sent over to the API. This includes checkout time, Wi-Fi details, food and activities, among other things. Okay, this isn't the best prompt either. This includes checkout time. I'm not doing a very good job prompting right now. I'm trying intentionally to be kind of really loose with this and just see how much ChatGPT 5 can just do it on its own without like really direct, proper directions. Normally when you're working with AI models, you want to be super precise. So this is a little bit of a test to see how well it is at just being creative and being able to figure out what my intent is without me explicitly saying what my intent is. Okay, so it edited app.py as well. So what are the differences there? I should really actually probably check a little bit of what it's doing here. I mean, I have Git here, so if any of this ever gets like totally destroyed, I can just revert everything And then there's actually really good reversions on Windsurf as well. So I do have some options, but okay, so it looks like, so it has things is instance. If not, then it will get AI recommendations. Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, so we already had things to do. Okay, get started for free. Let's try this again. Let's do, this is my old childhood home, actually. I don't know if I should say that publicly. If I'm going to, oh crap, I didn't even do any, oh dang it. Wait up, I gotta redo this, sorry. I didn't even do, I didn't even fill anything out. We should remove the publish button from the first page and only allow it after they've filled out every page. I don't know about filled out, but we should, how do we do this? I think that we should make them go to every page. So when you first go to here, you have to, everything is grayed out, and then you do your first location, and so then host info becomes available, and then you have to at least click on host info before going to the next page, and then we'll change it from publish to next page. Let's edit the form a little bit. Instead of publish being available on every page, we should not allow someone to publish until they get to the final page, which is right now checkout info. When they are on a page, it should say next page, and automatically, when clicked, take them to the next page. So it should go from check-in info to next page host info to next page Wi-Fi to next page food to next page activities to next page rules to next page checkout info to publish. Once they have been to every page, then we can publish on any of the pages. We should not allow them to click to another page until they have been to the previous page. For example, if they have only gone to checkout info and host info pages, they should not be allowed to go to activities pages on the left side. Okay, so that's some more details, more detailed prompt for it, but it's also pretty complex. Like, I don't even know if I made sense to myself or to you guys. Tell me if I'm making any sense, because if this thing is better at understanding me than I am, then that's pretty impressive. So far, GPT-5 has been really good, actually. So we'll see how it does on this prompt. Okay, this is what it built. Let's see. Let me try this again. Let's go, and it does say next page now. And so we can only go to the next page. Let's say my Wi-Fi password is booty cheeks. Okay. Pre-populate this with AI. And hopefully it gets some good nearby food/activities. But it is doing a good job on the left side. See, I can't click rules. I can't click checkout info because I haven't been to those pages yet. This is all good. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to delete just one of them just to see. And we're going to pre-populate this. I wonder if I can go back and forth. Yeah, I can go to rules now. Cool, so this is still loading, but I can go to any of the other pages. And it's only these four: no pets, remove shoes indoors. Perfect. Checkout info. Look at this. Okay, it's still loading AI activities. This is taking quite a while. Maybe it's because there's nothing to freaking do in my hometown. So it's like struggling to find any activities nearby. That's probably the most likely case. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably that this thing is broken. Might be because I switched pages, right? Like I left the page and then went back to it, and so it tripped it out. Wait, it's still like what the heck? Why is it not going? Let's check the server here. Um, AI activities. It's looking. It's trying. Why is this taking so long though? This should not take this long. That is a concern. Okay, I just waited a couple more minutes and it's still not working, so I'm gonna actually just close the server and restart it. And then I'm gonna tell my AI agent here that something's wrong. Hey, so when I clicked the the pre-populate with AI on activities and tried to hit the AI activities API, it never went through and took like 5 minutes. Gosh, that is such a bad prompt. I'm at least gonna edit where when I clicked the okay, let's see if it figures out why. Failed to fetch. Let me try it again though. Try it again right now. Repopulate. Let's see, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll work. Hey, this time it did work. Okay, actually, I'm gonna cancel this because I bet you I'm gonna give it a little bit of additional context and say I think it might be because I switched to another tab. Well, let me try that again. We're gonna do some good old-fashioned testing. But you know what? Before we even get to that point, let me just go ahead and I want to see about actually publishing this thing. I like how okay, now it's published everywhere. So now I can publish and we will see how this goes. All right, Sunny Retreat Guest House. I wonder how this is going to look in here. Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi password, booty cheeks. There's nothing on the host here. Okay, we need a new tab for the host. So let me make a note of that. We need a new tab for the host, and we need a new tab. Need new tab for host, and need a new tab for property details, aka image. Yeah, upload an image. So that's what we'll work on next. But let me see on this. Okay, so we got our images. Nice, nice, nice. It would be nicer if the images didn't overlap on top of everything, but we will fix that on the PDF. That's a pretty easy fix. Sick. This is actually pretty good, huh? All right. So this will be an image, a background image that we can upload on the form of the actual house. And we need to fill out this stuff, host info. Okay, and then let's view the live guidebook. This is what I was worried. I didn't think that this would work, but it looks like it actually is working. Heck yeah, guys. Heck yeah, man. Okay, sweet. This is great. And so then we'll just have to switch it to different templates. Okay, this is really good. We're making good progress. And ChatGPT so far has been killing it. I'm actually extremely impressed. But yeah, this is really good. Okay. Okay. So there was a few things that we needed to work on, huh? Okay, so first thing, actually, I'm going to tell it to make the host in the property image. Actually, yeah, because that was a bug, but we'll just revert this. I'm going to pretend like I never said this to it. So I'm going to revert that and we'll get to that at a later date when we're doing bug testing. There's no point in really doing bug testing right now when we're still we still have so much more of the actual app to do. Okay. Let me get my voice ready so that way I can tell chat what to do, GPT what to do here. Hi, ChatGPT. We need to add a couple more tabs to the form. First, we should add a property details tab under the host info tab. You know what? I just realized there's already a host info tab, so we don't need. So why is host info not populating? Or did I just not? I might have just not actually. Oh, that's totally what I did. Is I probably just didn't actually put my host name or anything. Contact info. Okay. Yeah, this is what I did. Is I just didn't do anything. Okay. I'm gonna go with my YouTube name. Bada boom, bada bang, and bada bada bada. Okay, so it'll just be a property details tab that we actually need. Hey chat, so we need to add a property details tab under the check-in info tab. The properties tab should contain a spot for an upload image where a user can upload the image of the property. This image will default to the cover of the guidebook. Okay, let's just have it work on that for now. I also would like to actually add an image option for the host, so that way we can actually see ourselves here as well. Like upload an image of ourselves. Obviously optional, but this is going to be a great little tool, actually. I'm getting more and more excited about this the more that we do with it. Okay. Our friend here has finished. So let's run through this again. And now we can see the property details page. Sweet. Let's do Desiree Avenue again. So why not? Choose file. No, let's not do that. Where? Share cover. I think we can do this one. I think this is what we were using last time. Nice. Nice. Host photo. Let me do a photo of myself. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Wi-Fi password. Okay, pre-populate this with AI. Now we can check if I click to another page, is it going to break everything? Since it did last time. And it looks like it probably is going to, huh? Yeah, it's still... Oh, wait. No, it did it. Huh. Okay, well, nice. Repopulate that one with AI too. And we're going to select all these rules. Checkout info. Once you check in, you may never leave. And look at this. This is already finished too. Heck yeah, dude. This is good. This is really good. Publish. This is freaking really awesome, actually, guys. Sunny Retreat Guest House. Look at that. We do have the background image. How did I forget to put my host name? let's do that. And then we're going to have to change this too. But you can see here on the back now that that image is populating. I actually kind of like this one more than our guidebook that we're using for edit form. Nice, this is pretty good. Wait, this still isn't our location that we chose though, right? Okay, for now on, let me say this. Host name should now be a required field. Because I'm tired of not seeing the host name. Although, honestly, that's probably a bad idea to do it that way, but... Okay, well, we have something that's pretty much working. Oh my gosh, now I gotta really think about what we want to, how we want to actually make this better and like put it all together. Because obviously right now it's not where it should be. Okay, so the main thing though is that this needs to be like an editable guidebook. So it should just go here without an account. You don't have to sign up for an account. It'll just take you to this and it'll create this for you. And then there will be, okay, so I'm trying to visualize this in my head. So you go to this form, there is this whole form, boom, 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 boom. You fill this all out, you publish. And now you have the option, okay, you have PDFs up at top, and then it'll show you like PDF 1, option 1, boom. PDF option 2, boom. PDF option 3, boom. All just small things. And then you can click on them, expand out, boom. Okay, this is the first template. I like that. Download if I want to download it. 2, okay, download that if I want to download. Whatever. And then below the PDF section, we'll have live guidebooks. The main live guidebook will be what we just worked on, which is this. And then we'll be able to select the template, and it'll select, okay, this is our template. And that's what our guidebook's going to look like. And then if we want to use a different template, it will just automatically configure that for us as well. It just, all it needs to save in the database is the parameters. And once it saves the parameters, then it can populate any HTML of whatever template it wants to be. So we just have to save the preference that they have of what template we are going to be using. And then once they have all of that, now if they want that, then they have to create an account, because then they can, one, pay. Which we have to come up with a model to actually make money from this too. Which I'm thinking, and I don't know if anybody will actually go for this, but I was hoping, like, if I can do it like $5 a month, do you think anybody would pay for this to host their guidebook online for $5 a month, and then they can make edits and whatever whenever they want to? It's only like $5 a month isn't very much, and then so you just pay $5 a month, and then you have this nice little website that you use as a guidebook, and then it answers all the questions that you need to be answered. Question is, I don't know if anybody would actually pay for that, but it would be a nice thing, because I think eventually if we got like 500 subscribers to pay for it, $5 a month, that's what, $2,500 a month for something that's probably like costs, I don't know, a couple $100 in server costs, maybe hosting costs, I mean. So we have to think about how we're going to want to monetize this. But first is just creating a killer product. So that's my envisionment though. Right now is just template 1, or all the PDFs, but boom, and then below it, actual guidebook, live guidebook options. And so this will be the main live guidebook option. And so we just need to save all the parameters. Let me explain this to ChatGPT. So currently we have 2 templates. We have guidebook template.html and guidebook URL template.html. Right now, guidebook URL template is our editable form. We should also make a version of this template where it is an uneditable form for non-admin users. Oh, man, this is hard to explain. I need to explain the entire idea of what I have in my head to ChatGPT, and it's not easy to come up with that prompt. Okay, let me think for a minute. Okay, so I just wrote a really long prompt, giving it an overall idea of what I want this eventually to look like. And I'm actually just putting it on chat mode down here instead of write mode. It's that way I can discuss almost as if I'm discussing with a partner working on this together of what's a good plan to actually architect this, what's a good design to make it actually workable, because this is a multi-step process and it's not going to be ChatGPT 5 as great as it's been. I don't think it can one-shot this. And I just kind of want to think it through in my head as well as to how we're going to design it. So I'm having it create a design for me, and we're going to talk it through, and I'll tell it how it, what I like about it. So this is what it wants to do. Design plan, unified, editable, viewable templates and selection flow. Below is a concise plan to redesign templates so both are editable and viewable, enabling choosing a host URL template after publish and gate editing by account access. Single schema. Both templates consume the same context keys. Host name, host photo URL, property. Okay, that's good. Everything will have the same schema. Mode aware rendering. Templates accept the mode flag view or edit. Okay. And view show read only. Perfect. Template agnostic backend. The backend renders the selected template with the same context. Only the template file changes. That's perfect. Access control. Public routes render the view. Authenticated owner admin routes render edit. Okay, perfect. Extensibility. Adding future templates means only adding a file and registering it. No schema changes. Cool. Things to decide up front. Template registry. Map template keys to files. What does this mean? Template registry. Map template keys to files. Guidebook template to guidebook HTML. Guidebook URL. Okay. How to determine edit versus view. Separate routes or query parameters. Enforce auth. Persisted choice. Store chosen template key on the guidebook record. Okay. We should do this. This is one of the things that I was thinking of, was we need a new column in our database. This will be template key that chooses which template. Minimal account creation and session owner relationships to guidebook. Backend changes, Flask. Models, add guidebook template key. Template registry, backend create template guidebooks, add a registry in app.py. On unified context, routes. This all looks good actually. Okay, so accepts creates guidebook default, public view route, edit view, requires auth, renders some same template with mode edit. Okay, perfect. Generates PDF. Okay, it actually this is actually all really good. Okay, I'm gonna say go ahead and let's start working on this. Let's go ahead and start working on this. I'm switching you to write mode. I accept all the changes and I publish to get to, so we're in a good saving spot because this is going to be a big change. Lots of changes. Let's also tell it, so it's considerations, next steps, decide template keys, and finalize the unified context contract. I agree we should add template keys that are just the names of the templates. Let's rename our templates to template_1 and template_2. Go ahead. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous for this actually, but let's see. This is going to be a complete redesign pretty much, adding a bunch of different URLs. There'll be a lot of stuff to clean up too, but I think overall this is way closer to what we actually want this to end up looking like. So we'll see how it goes. I'll pause this for now. Okay, after some back and forth with chat, it looks like it should be ready now. So let's run through this one more time here. I won't make you sit through that. Okay, here we go. We're publishing. I'm as excited as all of you to see how this is actually going to end up looking. Okay, this is looking a little bit better. Obviously, this is not going to be correct, but standard PDF. Let's see. Okay, I like that, except it doesn't let me scroll through the pages anymore. Let's see, does download still works though? Download works. Nice, nice, nice. Obviously, this PDF needs to be cleaned up as well. But what I'm really excited for is template 1 and template 2. Template 1, let's use this template. Huh. Let's see what's happening here. View live guidebook. Oh, I see. Right here. Perfect. My name is Jeff. Is available to help you if you need anything. Sick, sick, sick. So this is still wrong, but let's see if we go use this template. And now when we click it, whoa. Haha, this is not right. Okay, so it's using the wrong template. Oh, you know what? So I told it template 1. I might be mistaken on this. Is guidebook template. This is actually probably the PDF, isn't it? Oh my goodness, I told it the wrong thing. Okay. I'm gonna have to let it know I led it astray. Okay, I led you a little bit astray. I didn't realize the guidebook_template.html is actually a PDF template. We should separate this into a new folder called templates PDF and templates_URL. What I meant to say before is that the current form page where we enter in all of our details, we need to make an editable or a viewable HTML template version of that form that works and looks and behaves the exact same way. Okay, let's see if it's able to understand that. I didn't realize that this guidebook template HTML is actually into a new folder. So let me edit this a little bit. So there should be 2 templates folders now. There will be a templates PDF and templates URL. Okay, we'll see if ChatGPT understands this. It's a big ask again. Okay, so I'm having Chat continue to work on this because it did do a good job of the two different templates, but let me show you when you use template one, which is supposed to be the exact same look as the form. Let me show you what it did, and it's actually working on it right now. So let's see. Okay, it hasn't made any changes yet. So yeah, this is what it did, and this is totally not at all like the form that we like. Yeah, our form that we had for. So this is no good. This one's good though. I like this. This is fine. It's a little glitchy here and there, but the images are coming up really nice. And yeah, it's quite nice. House info, arrival and departures. This will need to be updated to reflect all of our parameters. It needs like a place to show your image, but yeah, let's see. So I'm having it redo template one. So as we have here, we now have templates URL folder and templates PDF folder. And template one is meant to resemble what our form looks like. So the form will be template one, and then template two is that old one that we created a while ago that is this one here that I think looks pretty nice. And hopefully eventually we actually make it a little bit editable, so that way at least colors are editable, so that way we can choose the theme. Yeah, so this will just be a parameter that comes in that's, okay, what color do you want it to be? Yeah. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so it looks like it's trying to do something with maps. I don't think that you need to do anything with maps, man. I'm going to actually stop this and say, I don't think you need maps. We only use the maps API in the form to autofill address. But since this won't be editable, we won't need that. This is just a view page. Man, this is actually going to be a little bit tricky to get this editing. Because I'm thinking of when we do, like eventually I want this to just be editable, where you just click, if you're an admin user and you just click edit on some button, and then you can start editing all of the different places in here, make it look however you want it to look. But that might be a more difficult ask than I thought. So my other idea is maybe if I put this behind a paywall, maybe I give them free PDFs and then the URLs are behind a paywall. That could be good. Could be good. Could be good. Okay, it says he's finished. So let's see when we view live guidebook now what template one looks like. Okay, that's actually pretty similar to how we had it before. Didn't do a terrible job, but definitely not a very good job. Yeah, none of this is clickable on the left side. Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna let it know. Okay, good job. You did get the theme right, but now everything is all in the check-in info tab. This should be reactive, so when a user clicks one of the different tabs, only the info from that tab should be present, not all of the info all on the check-in info tab. Okay, I think that was pretty clear to it. I've been noticing it's getting worse and worse, to be honest with you. The very beginning, it wasn't making any mistakes. But this is a common thing within AI models in general and vibe coding is a lot of times they're really, really good at the beginning when the context is small and they can kind of do their own thing. But the more context they need, um, the bigger the repo gets, the more complicated asks get, the less that it can actually just do things fully generatively and more needs to just make small edits here and there, the worse it becomes. AI is really good at creating just huge blocks of code and not very good at looking through huge blocks of code and selecting just this portion of it and saying, oh, this is the part that needs to be removed or edited. It's also just not very good at removing in general. It doesn't like to remove. It likes to okay, it says it's done. Welcome message. Okay, nothing there. Okay, so now it is actually working. Okay, so first thing is I hate the boxes. I hate the white boxes for everything. Okay, it's looking good. It does need a few changes from what the original form looks like. Since this is just viewable and not a form, we don't need the white text boxes around all of the words. Let's get rid of those and make it more aesthetic. Also, I see on the rules, there are still checkboxes. We should get rid of those checkboxes. Also, the image should have rounded corners in the top left, and the image should be on the left panel above guidebook. Also, the guidebook title should say the name of the property, not just guidebook. Okay, that was a lot of different things that I said there. Let's see if it can get this. So yeah, I'm imagining like the image should be right up here above guidebook, and it shouldn't just say guidebook, it should say the title. And then, oh, another thing is if anything is absent, then we need to get rid of that. Also, why are these icons different? These icons are different, aren't they? Like if we go back to here, yeah, these icons are all different. Might just be because of, I think that are these font awesome? I think that these are font awesome, and maybe we can't get. No, these aren't font awesome. Maybe these are Lucide. I don't know, but we need to get the right icons. Okay, okay, okay. Also, one thing that I realized is if we go to our Supabase, which I'll pull up here, this is where all of our stuff is it's very nice to have these IDs because now we can just, if we want to change what the guidebook is, we can just type in the ID of the other one, just copy paste. So we have like 6 guidebooks that are made right now. So yeah, we can just switch between very easily. It's all just in this back end. One other thing that I've noticed is the host ID. I don't really know how it's getting the host ID here when it creates a new one, but we're making progress. Okay, let's see here. Let's regenerate this. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Host name. Okay, it actually looks like crap. I'm just kidding. This looks terrible. This looks really, really bad. So first thing is if something is null, then it shouldn't populate. Okay, first thing that we need to change is if something is null, then we should not populate it. Second thing is we need to be better at differentiating the actual info from the title of the info. Also, the image only has a rounded corner on the top left. We need to make sure that the image is rounded all the way around. Okay, let's have it use those edits. This is actually so nice having the mic, so that way I can just speak to it while also looking at the things that need to be edited. Oh, I also forgot to tell it to change the icons to the same icons that are being used, but for the most part, pretty good. Also, this location, is this location what I have in the database? I don't think so, right? Let me see. Property ID. So this is saying property ID is 3, which is, why is address street that? Didn't I say something different for it? It's populating the wrong thing for address street. I think it's doing that for hosts too. No, for host it's getting it at least. But we need more columns in host. Host should also have bio and stuff. So bio isn't in here, right? It is not. So how is this bio coming in? Host info. Bio is just always no. Okay, so now let's see when we refresh all these, everything that is null should be going away. So location, okay, that looks a lot better. Access info, property details, host info, Wi-Fi, food, activities, rules. I think that looks pretty decent. And let's see, because this is mostly going to be on your phone most of the time. Okay, I like it for the most part. We need to make this more mobile friendly. When on mobile, the title and image should span the entire top instead of being only on the left panel. We should also remove the left panel to be only the icons when in mobile. Okay, I'm thinking if they're just icons on the left, it'll make it a lot easier to click through them rather than having the full name. It'll just make it give you more width here on the right side. And because the reason I'm taking the image and the title out from the panel is because they're just going to be too big, so that it's always going to make the panel too big. So yeah, if the panel is just only this stuff over here on the left, it's much better. It's much, much better. And then after we do this, we need to fix the database stuff. We need to add a column. We need to add a column for host. So that way image is saved and bio is saved. I'm going to tell it to do that after. I might make me do a SQL query for that because it is just Flask. I don't know how this Flask ORM works. I don't think it's that good. Rules. Oh my gosh, there's so many rules. We need to restructure this too as to how this works. Wi-Fi's. Okay. Okay, now let's see how this looks in mobile. Let's see if it got it right. Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't think this looks terrible. And then this looks actually all pretty good too. I'm going to tell it to change the icons though. This is good. The icons need to match the same icons that are on create/page.tsx. Although I kind of almost like these icons. They're very iPhone-esque. I think they are iPhone icons, so maybe they're good for mobile. Huh. Another thing that we should do is on the form is put in parameters or restrictions. That way, like stuff like spacious home or title, you can't make a title that's 100 characters long. We need to cap it out at like 30 characters or something like that, because otherwise it'll just be messing everything up. And same with, well, we need to put caps on everything. The amount of different activities that we can have, the amount of rules. Okay, so let's see this. Did it change the icons? Are they all gonna match now? Let's see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And let's see on mobile. Nice. Except I just realized all the icons are like the freaking same. There's 3 freaking house icons. Actually, instead of this, let's go back to our old. Why am I typing? This is the 21st century. Actually, I liked the old icons. Let's go back and use those, and then also use those same icons on the create page. So instead, let's edit the create page and update the icons there. I think that'll look better. It'll give us more range. There's not enough dynamic choices with just these icons. So yeah, I think that this actually looks pretty decent. Hell yeah, dude. I think that this is a pretty good stopping point. We need to edit the database. So I think it'll be starting with bug fixes is what we need to do tomorrow. We need to edit the database, make sure all of this stuff works. Let me see if it's edited the icons yet. No, it still hasn't edited the icons. Come on, what is taking so long? And then once we get all those bug fixes, then yeah, we'll be chilling. By the way, guys, you see how my face is in this little rectangle with rounded corners now, and how it's like semi-transparent and it's pretty cool? Let me know how you feel about that, because I like it. I think it looks quite nice. And I thought that the regular old square looked like crap. So if you liked it, if you liked the new rectangle, and oh, also let me know how the mic was. Is the audio okay now, or is it terrible? If anybody comments and responds like that or tells me, I will be so juiced, because that means that somebody actually watched this part of the video, which is the very end, which means hopefully maybe you actually watched through the video. No, you probably just clicked to the end or something. But yeah, if you see this, then leave a comment below. It will literally make my day. I will be so juiced. Because, yeah, I get like 5 views on a good day. So let me know. See ya.